begin with you. To give so much importance to one random cleric who claims this is Waqf land, would you think is unnecessary, invoking unnecessary controversy?
My Ramnam to all, and it is not at all unnecessary. And I really wish and I really hope all of the Hindu community should have stood at that time when this particular political party and its allied partners, when they had brought Waqf Act, they empowered the Waqf Act, they brought Places of Worship Act, they created Minority Commission and the Ministry. So at that time, if Hindus would have stood very strongly, we won't have to face such situation in today's date. They say that this country is secular. What type of secularism is here? When the majority of the population says that according to the Article 15, I have got right to practice my religion and there shouldn't be any discrimination on it, but yet our temple endowments are being taken by the government because this law was being made by this particular party, which had always been in major time in power. Secondly, if I say that if Hindus want to know the historical mistakes which were created by the Islamic invaders and others, they are denied this right. So a fistful of people, they declare the destiny of 1 billion people that you cannot claim anything before and the status of that monument will be as if it was on 15th August 1957. Okay. So they say that this is a secular country, so I can cite you more than...
Okay, but Anila Singh, I get what you're saying, but before I bring in the other guests, I want to ask you a counter question. Because this is really not coming in from any credible organization. It comes in from a random cleric who belongs to the All India Muslim Jamaat, who actually gave out a fatwa against New Year celebration. It's trying to give credence to someone who really is looking for his 2 minutes of fame.
See, this is the mindset. They talk about the bhaichara and then they say, kum ki zameen Waqf Act pe.
But this is one person. It's the opinion of one cleric who belongs to one organization.
So what? Did anyone came in upfront to deny that? No one. No one stands with the Hindus when they say they want to know the historical mistake. They want to know whether there was a temple beneath this mosque or not. Why it is so? Where should Hindus go? UAE, Russia, China, UK, where we should go?
No, ma'am, okay, fine, okay. Fair point. It's a majority nation. Hindus, the majority, I don't think they need to go anywhere and they are very safe and well here. I want to just bring in our other guests into this conversation. Vivek Silas, spokesperson, Samajwadi Party. Vivek Silas, the point is it might be one random person from an organization who's come out and said this just to get his 2 minutes of fame. But the question is larger, Vivek Silas, is the silence of parties and outfits like the Samajwadi Party when people like this make these random preposterous statements?
I think, yes, it's just a useless controversy that has been put up, it's nothing more than that. The Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath ji, yesterday what he said that in 1978, riots happened in, Sambhal and it was very disastrous, but he forgot to say that in 1978 it was the Janata Party's government in the central government which was supported by the Jan Sangh, now the Bharatiya Janata Party. Even in 1978, Ram Naresh Yadav was the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, and he was also supported by the Jan Sangh, which was a part of the which was actually the Bharatiya Janata Party before 1980. What was the Bharatiya Janata Party or the Jan Sangh doing at that time? I failed to understand. He should have told that. The other thing that he mentioned today was, I was listening to him very carefully. He said about Aine Akbari. I think you should read the page 281 of Aine Akbari. Go to the Google and just read it. It says that no temple was broken to build the mosque. That is, it's good that Yogi Adityanath ji mentioned about Aine Akbari. So he should go and read the page number 281 of Aine Akbari, where it is clearly mentioned that no temple was demolished or broken and a mosque was built. So such type of narrative that are being feeded for the people of Uttar Pradesh just to polarize people And these statements are coming because we have an election coming up in Ayodhya itself, in Milkipur.
All right,
so
Milkipur.
Such, I think more statements like this will be coming up.
All right, okay. But, I'm going to come right back to the comment that the Chief Minister made on Sambhal, and as well as what you pointed out, which he spoke of the riots in the 70s. But, to stick on the Waqf board statement, I want to just bring in our two other guests into this conversation. Rashid Kidwai, the fact is one can continue to suggest that why, try to make an issue of what one random organization, what one cleric sitting somewhere wants to say to get his 2 minutes of fame. One can continue saying that. But then, in the larger scheme of things, there are, deeply problematic issues with the way the Waqf board has conducted itself, and add to it the silence of certain political outfits, which continue maybe, refusing to comment on issues like this. For example, the Congress today decided to not come on this debate because they don't want to speak.
Well, I think, Preeti, it is for the Congress party to take a stand or not to take a stand. And sometimes on these kind of emotive and I would say sometimes very controversial issues, it is actually better not to take. Look at, today's pronouncement by my good friend, Anila Singhji, who was normally very restrained and measured and open to reason. What is she saying? She is objecting and opposing her own government. She is saying, in a secular country like India, what is a need for a Ministry for Minorities Affairs, for Waqf Board, for Minorities Commission? Now, I can turn around, though I don't represent a political party, but as a citizen, I can turn around and say that what is preventing Mr. Narendra Modi, who's been in power for now almost 11 years, to abolish all these such institutions? Why is he continuing it? If there is no merit, so is Anila Singhji against, our own Prime Minister and our own political party, which has been in governance at the center where, a Ministry for Minority Affairs exists. Today also there is a cabinet minister and there's been instances and all states have had, minorities commission. So, you see, we are in the constitutional scheme of things, Preeti, we must emphasize because, see, we all are Indians. There is no other identity. Okay. And this is not a country of a majority people or that. Every citizen is there. What happened in the past by Mughals or others, it depends how far are we going back. Okay. And we are picking. And all those rulers, were they Muslims in that sense for having a Muslim identity? And there is no point in defending them either, because they came from outside, they were monarchs, they were tyrants, they were all kind of people. What is the relevance of, holding today, a population and look at the conduct of that one individual. See, stupidity knows no bound. If he's saying something very silly, why should we take a note of it and react in a way?
Okay. All right. If he's saying something silly, why take note of it? I want to bring in Sharad Pawan, but Anila, you want to come into this conversation. Rashid Kidwai has a point, to suggest why should there be no minority commission. Are you actually telling me there shouldn't be any minority commission in India for not just the Muslims, the Sikhs, the Christians, the Parsis? We have multiple minorities in this country. Are you actually suggesting we don't need a minority commission for any of them?
See, my question was when Constitution says that each and every citizen is equal in our country. Okay. All right. And I'm quoting here Article 14, and this time it talks about...
You don't have to define it. The question I want to ask you, it's very clear. I'm just asking you, ma'am, my question, you don't have to get into an explanation why you said it, but do you actually mean to say
no, I really
that we don't need a minority commission for Sikhs, for Parsis, for Christians? We don't need that.
10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. Let me complete. I just have to say here, when our constitution says that each and every citizen has equal rights living in this country of ours, then why this discrimination? This discrimination is just because for the appeasement politics, for the vote bank politics.
So you're saying the Sikhs, so ma'am, you're saying the Sikhs and the Parsis, the Christians are being appeased in this country by having a minority commission.
Preeti, what she's saying more emphatically is Mr. Narendra Modi is perpetuating a wrong that is for past 11 years.
No, one second. No, Mr. Kidwai, this opinion is
let me make myself very
limited
clear. Many
to
historic
Anila
wrongs
Singh.
has been done, and they should be corrected.
Okay.
Many of them have been corrected by
Okay, I want to bring in.
government.
All
Many
right, I
more
want
will
to
be
bring in.
corrected.
Okay,
And let me
I want
see
to bring
how
in.
people
Allow me,
are
ma'am.
going to
Allow
start
me to.
doing Waqf Act here.
I'll come to you right after I go to Sharad Pradhan. Anila Singh, you'll get time. I'll just go to Sharad Pradhan, open up the debate, and I'll come to you. Sharad Pradhan, there's a point in all of this, and it's a point that we really must look at and not try and ignore or make fun of, because the point, Sharad Pradhan, is the reason that we are talking about possibly an idiot sitting in one corner making a statement belonging to an organization, trying to create and foment trouble, and having the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh address it is because of the political fomentation in this country that has inspired this. You've had a politics of appeasement over years that the pendulum has swung so far right that now, what do you do?
Well, you are absolutely right. But here it's not, it's just one innocuous Maulana, as he claims himself to be, making this statement only for optics. There is more to it. I can see a conspiracy behind it, because this man is obviously being made to make this statement so that there is reaction. You see how well calculated it is, and how beautifully Yogi Adityanath reacts.
I get what you're saying, Mr. Pradhan, but please understand the question I'm asking you and maybe address that. I get what you're saying, that this is orchestrated, but there's a reason why it's biting, why it's actually, become a piece of conversation. Because, Mr. Pradhan, what I pointed out earlier, that till now the pendulum had swung so far left that now it's swinging right. What do you do? Because you've had you've had an atmosphere of politics of appeasement where political parties refuse to speak and sometimes even go ahead and give voice to these lone voices, and what we spoke of, this particular cleric. People like him.
That's what I said. Yes, I agree with you on your explanation that there is no doubt about it. There has been politics of appeasement, and now there is politics of hatred. They are both equally bad, and two wrongs do not make a right. As far as this cleric is concerned, I repeat that it appears to be absolutely orchestrated, because when they want those people who are reacting, they actually want this kind of reaction, and that is why it is done. It is being played out like that. It's very clearly evident. Otherwise, who the hell is this man? Is nobody. Yes, I agree with you that there is a reason for political parties to condemn this. Instead of, if BJP is busy taking political mileage out of it, then the other parties need to condemn this man, because he is not a representative of Muslims. This is where these parties who are accused of appeasing Muslims, they don't realize that by keeping silent on such an issue, they are causing harm to the Muslim community. Because all this nonsense of going back in history, it's only people who are insane, people who have no knowledge and who do not want this country to go further, go back into history. No country in this world does this. Otherwise, the whole world would have been dug up today. But BJP likes it because it gives them votes. As far as Anila Singh is concerned, I have all sympathies for her. Mr. Rashid Kidwai very nicely caught her on the wrong foot. That what she's saying opposes Modi's basic policy. Because it's very sad. I have all sympathies for her.